Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and today we are going to finish a little bit of a podcast of some things I had going on. We did some of the pew pew stuff the last few weeks, and now we kind of want to get back into the swing of things. So I'm going to go a little light. Before I do, let's kick off the intro and get everybody through some ads. So and there we go. All right. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, on this, we talk about the ugly truths of SHTF. And for that, I got the inspiration for this video based off some communications that I've got. Over the past few weeks, I have been getting pretty much identical things to where it's either people just joining the community or as people that are not prepared at all. They're not into preparedness, but they all have the sense that something bad is about to happen. Something's on the horizon, something is in the barrel, something is coming, and it's making them uneasy. And so they could have gone to anywhere, right? They could have gone to friends, family, neighbors, co-workers. They could have gone straight to, Reddit and the internet. They could have asked AI, but they chose to come to Old Rural, which for me, I'm going to do my due diligence and do my best to help them out. But the first thing that I try and do is I go, well, what's got you nervous? Like, what's going on? And they'll tell me, this event happened or this or the news or social media and TikTok told them that the sky's falling and whatnot. But okay, all right. So what is it, right? I go, can if something bad happens, can you survive in your house? And for the most part, most of them can go mm, 5, 7, maybe 10 days, right? They're getting there. They're not quite where they want to be, but they're definitely getting there. They're headed in the right direction. But most of them, will go for the sake of argument, somewhere about 75 plus, all said that yes, they have some supplies at home. They're working on it. They're trying to be better prepared. Their nervousness stems from being away from home, and most of them said work. Okay, now I have something to work with, right? For the most part, most of you that watch this, you have a job. You leave your dwelling and you go to a place that you earn an income that sustains your household, and that's right for the most part, right? Now, yes, okay, there is going to be people that they don't leave the house very often. Maybe they're a stay-at-home mom, maybe they work from home, whatever. And here comes the ugly truth for this is that there is no one size fits all. Okay, there's no cookie cutter way. There is no you must buy this product or else. There is no pre-done bag. There is not one that is going to fit your needs. It's not. It can come close. There are some out there that I've seen that are they're pretty nice, but they're not going to be. You can grab that bag and hand it to anyone. It's just not going to work. Why? Okay, the mom that is a soccer mom, she has two kids, and maybe she um doesn't really leave the house, maybe just to take the kids to school, maybe she homeschools them, whatever. She doesn't really leave that much, and if she does, it's 10 minutes or less of a drive, 15 minutes less of a drive. She doesn't need a whole lot, right? She needs basically probably a few more things in the diaper bag, and she could probably make it. Versus you have a guy that works to where he travels and he goes through the tri-state area, right? He lives in West Virginia and he travels to Ohio and to Virginia and to Kentucky and whatnot, and he travels around. Okay, well, he's going to need more supplies and more stuff. Maybe you have a medical condition, right? Maybe you need insulin. Maybe you need an inhaler. Maybe whatever. You need some sort of heart medication. I don't, right? That's not going to be in my bag. Why would it? Okay. It's just waste of space and supplies and money and everything else. I don't need that. So your bag is going to be different from mine, and it's going to vary by season, right? Somebody that lives in southern Texas or Florida, during the winter, your bag's going to look very different from somebody that is in Maine or Alaska, or somebody, in the Dakotas for their bag, right? It's just it varies constantly, and you should always be updating your bag depending on the needs and the situation. Now, for this video, we're going to talk about the EDC bag, right? We're not talking about the inch bag where you're packing it full of everything, going out and you're not coming back. Okay, that's not this one. We're also not going to talk about a bug out bag. Okay, that's that 48 to 72 hour bag. We're not talking about that one either. What we're going to talk about is basically an EDC bag, which you can also kind of put as your car bag, your get home bag, your office bag, your locker bag. I've heard it a bunch of different ways, but basically, this is going to be the bag that's going to sustain you when the proverbial poo hits the fan, to get you out of that situation and somewhere safer. That is it. Okay. You are not meant to go camping out of this bag. You are not meant to survive 72 hours out of this bag. It is to get you out of the current situation and somewhere safer, somewhere that you can resupply, grab a different bag, whatever. This is all this bag is. Okay. There's a lot of people that they try and make one bag, and in my humble opinion, that's a mistake, because each bag serves a different thing. Okay. It's like the people that go through and they try and grab one of them camping spork things to where it has all these things in one little thing. That's great. But when the time comes, a knife is a knife, a fork is a fork, and a spoon is a spoon, right? They all have different functions and different reasons, and they do the job way better than that one, you know, putting it all together. So now I'm not saying that, like multi-tools and things like that, they don't have their place. I carry them. They're great. They're wonderful. But for the sake of this video, we are going to talk about basically you going to work. What is it that you are going to have in there? Now, before we get into it, because this video is not going to be breaking into bags and tearing them open and doing all that stuff. I've made videos in the past. If you want to see them, go back and check them out. I will be updating them. Okay. I'm just saying that I do have videos out. If you can't wait and you want to see them now, go back and look. Okay. I've made them. And I will be making more, not too distant future. We'll be doing some of those bags. But I have started a new bag for me, a new EDC bag. Now, let me show it to you. So my EDC bag, I have gone and I have done a sling style or messenger style bag. It is the single strap bag, and I have chose this for a variety of reasons. One, it is small and compact. It gives me various pouches on the front here, and that is for specific reasons. I can go through and I can put a miscellaneous pouch, a medical, food and snacks. It's got a zipper on the back for a compartment. It's got two compartments in the main inside. It's got your stuff here that you can put things in there. It's got your webbing on this side. It does everything, for my specific needs. And I also have danglies, so I make use of the nooks and crannies. Now, the reason why I went with this is because I can crossbody it, right? Now, ladies, you probably like the crossbody thing, but guys, before you go through, because I've seen a ton of guys make fun of this, oh, real men wear backpacks. No, I'm telling you right now, I sling my weapon, and so I can use this as my sling. I do not have to dismount this to get what I need out of here and quickly put it back, right? That is the whole purpose of a single sling. It stays secure to my body, and I can quickly retrieve it, get what I need, put it back, and continue, right? If you have a backpack, it's much difficult to do. You almost have to take it off, turn it around, get what you need, put it back, put it all back up on there, and things like that. Maybe you're trying to go and do this whole number where you're trying to reach behind there and dig it out and fish it and whatever else. This is why I chose this style, right? You're going to have to choose your bag wisely. Now, for this, let's go ahead and kick that out and do the bag. Before we even start talking about what's going into the bag, your bag should be strategic, right? For me, that is a camo style material. And for me personally, nobody's going to look at me funny. Okay. They all know that I hunt, I fish, I do all the things that I do. That looks correct on me. Now, if I had a pink bag, they're all going to look at me. That's out of place. It's out of character. It's out of the situation, things like that. The reason I bring that up is because your bag needs to be strategic in the way that it looks. Okay. Yes, we need it to form and function. We need to make sure that the bag is durable, that we trust it. The seams are good. The zippers are good. It's not going to fall apart when we need to go and utilize it. So we need to be able to go find a good bag that we trust, is within our budget, and that we have used before. Okay. I'm not saying you can't go find a good bag cheap. Okay. There's a bunch of people out there that have bought a bag, never used it, put it up. Years later, they're like, oh, what is this? And they put it in a yard sale or a flea market or turn it into the thrift shop or something along those lines. They put it on Facebook Marketplace. There's a ton of places that have really good bags that they want $5 for it. Okay. Go find the deals. If if money is tight and you're on a very slim budget, they're out there. Okay. You may not just be able to click a button and just buy a $75, $150 bag. And I'm not saying that you have to. There's plenty of bags out there that's in the mid range, that's 40, 50, $60 that are they'll do the job, right? So you have to go through and utilize what you can. Okay. Sometimes you can build a bag out of something that you already have, and we can upgrade and change later. But as we go through this, we want to make sure everything on the integrity of the bag, but we want to make sure it looks the way it needs to. So if you are a teacher, okay, you're probably not going to go into an elementary school with a tacked out bag with knives hanging off the side and things like that, right? It's going to bring unwanted attention. You might get in trouble for it. You might get it searched, and just it's going to create a whole bunch of a situation that we don't want to be in the first place. That's not the whole purpose of this bag. Is for us to use personally, not to cause a big scene, right? So we need to be smart. Now, small caveat: you build your bag to your specs, meaning you go to a job and they don't allow knives, right? No pocket knives, no nothing. You sign that you agreed to the company policy. Whether or not you carry is on you. If your state doesn't allow you to carry certain objects, trust me, the point of this bag is to help you, not get you in handcuffs or get you fired. So you build your bag the way that you want to build it. I'm just saying, from all the other things, don't get in trouble with your bag. Build it smart, okay? And I've helped people out, right? Well, I need a knife in my bag. Leave it in your car, okay? If you can carry everything else, you can carry 95% of everything you need. Hopefully, whatever the situation is, you can get out to your car and get the knife, throw it in there, and go, right? And let's look at those situations a little bit more in depth. If you can carry, which is why I'm saying be strategic about the look of your bag. If you can carry your bag inside, it needs to go inside with you. Put it in your bottom of your desk drawer. Put it in your locker. Put it on your workstation. Put it wherever you can put it to where it is as close to you as possible. For me, I can wear that sling bag almost 100% of my day, and nobody's going to question me or stop me at all, period. That's why I chose that style. But there's people that go, well, what do I do? All right, well, let's look at this. If you can't carry a knife into your place of employment, or you can't carry a bag into your place of employment, it may unfortunately have to live in your car. That's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because if we do it that way, then we don't have to necessarily be as strategic about the looks. Now, let me give you a visual. So this, forgive me, this is the one that lives in my car because it is my grab and go fishing set. So it does have fishing poles stuck out of it. But yes, it looks a little military and tactical and whatnot, but I don't care, right? This lives pretty much in my trunk. So I can go a little bit bigger of a bag and not necessarily care about the way it looks as long as it forms and functions correctly, because this will live in my trunk of my car. Now, if you can, then carry it in. If you can't, allow it to go in your trunk, because maybe you have a situation to where there's civil unrest. You can get to your car, but your car can't leave the parking lot. That bag's going to come in handy, right? Maybe you can't carry a knife into your place, but you can carry your bag, right? Everything else in your bag's cool, but the knife's no. Leave the knife in the car. And then if you can, go out to your car, get the knife, get whatever else, grab it and go, right? I'd rather have it and be an option than not have it and need it. And I could have gone to my car and got it, but I didn't, right? I'd rather it be in my car and be an option than to leave it at home and have the option to go to my car, but it's not there because I chose, I'm not going to do that. So make sure you leave options open. Now, the reason why I'm saying carry it with you if you can is because maybe a tanker veers off the road and slams into the parking lot and it's got some hazardous whatever. And they're going, no, you've got to go out to the back. You can't go to your car. Well, if your stuff lives in your car, you can't get to it, right? This is why having it in your desk, your locker, your workstation on you is probably the absolute best idea. Okay. Now, again, don't get in trouble, follow company policy and all that stuff. But if you can, I know sometimes it's going to be a hindrance and it's definitely probably going to be awkward for the first little while, but people will get used to it. You'll get used to it and you'll be thankful if something is to ever happen, right? Most of the time, your EDC bag, and we're going to talk about what goes into it in a little bit here, uh, but most of the time, companies don't care. They really don't, because there's nothing going in there besides maybe a knife that would go against company policy. Now, there is going to be some of you that you're a school teacher or you work in, maybe you're a lawyer and you go into like a courtroom and things like that. There's a lot of things that you're going to have to look at the laws and see what you can and can't carry on certain properties. But if you go to a school building, you go, well, I can't have a tacked out looking bag. Well, here, let me give you an idea. Do you know what that is? That's a repurposed lunchbox. Okay, just a drab color. It looks like a lunchbox because it is a lunchbox. This is one of those that is insulated on the inside, and it used to have the hard plastic, and I broke it, and I didn't want to throw the bag away because the bag was still good, and so I turned this into just a quick EDC bag. And for most people, they're just going to be like, well, okay, we're brothers lunch today, whatever, right? Or you take it into various places. You sit this on your desk or you sit this on your workstation. Nobody's usually going to look at you twice. They don't really care. Okay, you brought your lunch. Who cares? You brought extra snacks. You brought whatever. Most people aren't going to question you. This is why I'm saying be strategic about your bag choice. We can build the inside of the bag and what we're going to put into it based off the bag. But the first thing is to find the correct bag. Now, one of the things though, let me go back, is that if you decide to have this in your car and you decide to put this into a visible spot, right? You don't want to put this in your trunk because you're like, well, if I flip over and I need something out of it, I can't, get into the trunk to get it. Cool. That's a great idea. Okay. Maybe this is going to live on the floorboard on the passenger side. Maybe this is going to live on the back of your headrest, hanging off on to the back seat or whatever. It's within arm's reach. Great. My advice, be careful what you decorate it with. Okay. Because there's going to be people that will notice and they will bust into your car because of the logo. I get it. Free speech. I can do what I want. Yes, you can, but you're going to live with the consequences too. So if that is important to you to have some sort of controversial thing on there, then deal with the consequences. Okay. For me, what's inside of here is way more important than some sort of logo, right? I will swallow the pride or whatever else to make sure that I have this. That logo can go on something else because I don't want to get unwanted attention and have this stolen, right? Say there's going to be civil unrest and there's a bunch of people out there that don't like this symbol, right? So they're going to bust into the car and grab this out. And then before news makes it into your place of employment that there's civil unrest, you run out to your car. Well, they've snatched this. Now what, right? All because of your logo or whatever else that you have on here. So I'm just saying, do what you want, but think about it first, okay? So what else do we have? Well, maybe you don't want to do a thing where you're going to go spend a bunch of money. You ever see these before? These little bags? Okay. Just these little pull on the top. This is popular with a bunch of like middle school and high school kids, a lot of soccer moms and a lot of on the go people. They love these style of bags. Guess what? They're common. Nobody cares, right? Grab one that's solid blue, solid whatever, throw some stuff in here, and it's a real easy sling bag that fits into a lot of places. Now, when it comes to those though, you have to be careful because a lot of those are thin and semi cheap, so we need to be careful what we're putting in there. But it will serve a purpose. Maybe you can double bag them, right? Maybe you can build a kit and then get a second one and put that kit inside of that one, right? You're going to have to be creative. There's a lot of problems that can be solved instead of with a bunch of money just by thinking about it a little bit. Now, real quick, I do want to, if you have seen my video, I have built these before, okay? One that I built the ultimate, like, tiny bug out. Well, I think I called it an EDC. The ultimate tiny EDC bag. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go do it because I bring it into a little bit of a humor because I overdid it. But I showed you all the things that you can put inside, which, yes, that is the Livingston Man patch that lives on mine. But you can do a lot with these, right? Now, let me show you with the size of comparison. This is no bigger than my hand, okay? These are small. You can do a whole lot. You can stuff a ton of things, right? If we don't need, we're 15, 20 minutes, whatever, within walking distance of our house. That's as far as we go. We don't need a whole lot. This has straps right here. You can put this right on your belt loop, your purse, whatever you're carrying. You can do a lot with this bag, right? You can shove essentials into this. You can put a tourniquet and some medical and some snacks and maybe a book of matches and some other stuff, which we'll want to talk about here in a minute. But guess what I can do? I can take my EDC bag and with the help of this little clip right here, this little tiny carabiner, I can carabiner this on and clip it on, and I can take both with me, right? That's why I love these right here, because these are great for your bigger bags as well. Instead of just shoving stuff in there, build these to your specs of the different things. Have a medical one, have one that is for fire starting, have one that is for your water purification, whatever. And then these are compartments inside of your big bag, right? Instead of fishing around and things get pushed over here and dropped and they snake their way down to the bottom, you can buy these in different color, get a red one for medical, get a blue one for water, get whatever. And then real quick, get a patch and label them all. You can open a big bag, grab this out, and this solves the problem that you need, right? You instantly have it. Everything that you need for fire starting, boom, right there. You got it. Maybe you're with some other people. You can start breaking this stuff out. Hey, toss it. Food, toss this. You, fire, you toss this. Water, right? You can break this out and solve a lot of problems with these little compartmentalized things. So something like this works really good for the big bags. But for an EDC, these work great too, because there's a lot of people that you can build. If you got the creativity, you can build a really good kit, really small, and put this right on your hip and carry it with you all day. And most people don't care. They really don't. So there's some of the things. Now, what will go inside of them? Again, it's going to vary, right? If you have medical conditions, those need to be in there. I do not, right? You're not going to see insulin in mine. You're not going to see an inhaler with mine or heart medication. I don't need it. It's a waste of space for me. You might, okay? That might be extremely important to you. So you're going to have to add that in there. Will somebody need to have 13 books of matches or, 87 Bic lighters in there? No, right? We don't want wasted space. Most of these times, your EDC bag needs to be very small, very compact, and it needs to get you from A to B. A, out of the current situation, and then B, somewhere safer, okay? That's all this is. So remember that when you build this. Where is the furthest place that you go on a regular basis? Okay. Not, oh, well, once a month we go over here, or, we're going on vacation and we're going 3 states away. No, no, no. Every single day. Okay. If you go to work Monday through Friday, how far away is that? If we go to Walmart once a week, how far away is that? If we go to the babysitters, if we go to church, if we go somewhere on a regular basis, meaning at least once a week, how far is the furthest away it is? And what do I need to get home if I need to get home? And go by foot or by bicycle or by car, whatever you want to do. I recommend by foot. Okay, let's go worst case scenario. What supplies do I need to get if the furthest I go is 25 miles? Okay, that's the furthest I go away from my house on a normal, routine, regular basis to get home. Most people in good conditions, right? We're not talking about civil unrest. We're not talking about minus 25 and all that. If they have on jeans, t-shirt, tennis shoes, it's fairly decent outside, all that. There's no danger. Most of you watching this can travel that 25 miles without anything. You don't need food. You don't need water. You don't need to start a fire. None of that. You could literally empty your pockets and walk that. You don't need it. Period. So why have a bag, right? Well, there might be caveats. It might be pouring rain. It might be cold. It might be windy. It might be a thing to where our path is blocked, right? It could be civil unrest. It could be a bridge out. It could be a fire. It could be a ton of different things. So we need a bag that is going to get us out of that little circle that is immediate danger and out of that circle to where we are in a safer location. What do we need? So you're going to have to look at it. Now, for suggestions, I usually try and cover a few different things. One, I always have a boo-boo kit. I always have some sort of medical on me. I always carry a tourniquet. If you carry a firearm without a tourniquet, I'm sorry, that's a huge mistake. You are statistically way more likely to use that tourniquet than you will that firearm. Carry a tourniquet, please. Okay. But I always carry a boo-boo kit. Why? Because we're human. We make mistakes. We're going to get nicks, cuts, scratches, things like that. And I want to be able to mitigate some of the harm that can come from not taking care of, some sort of an injury or things like that. Number two, I always carry some sort of light on me. So I have actually 2 lights in my bag. One of them is on my emergency power, and the other one's just a regular flashlight, which brings me to power, right? If cell service is available, then I need to be able to keep it charged, as well as anything that is electrical. So my flashlight is rechargeable, my cell phone is rechargeable, various things like that. So I always keep a battery backup in my bag, and as well as charge cables, right? So I need to be able to transfer that power. So those I recommend, right? It's one of those that I've used this before, where somebody hit a pole and we lost power, but we had to still continue to work. Well, guess what I did? I have an emergency radio in there. That's also, one of the things that I can charge. I turned that on. I had a radio sitting on my desk. and I had my battery bank out, charging my cell phone, and I took and turned the little flashlight on my emergency battery bank, and guess what? I had light, I had power, I had entertainment, I had most of my needs met while I was still continued to stay at my job and do things. Okay. That's what this is made for, is things like that. So these bags are to get you home. Now you can utilize these bags for other reasons. Maybe you get that 2 a.m. phone call that somebody's having a baby or somebody got into a wreck, right? Do you want to wake up and be rubbing your eyes and trying to stumble about and do all this stuff, or do you just want to grab that and go, right? Maybe you have one of those that has an extra pair of socks in it. It has $20, in ones and fives and stuff in there. It's got, just that basic stuff that you need, that if you can grab it and go, it's going to cover the needs of an emergency. That's all it's made for. Okay. It's not made to grab that and go on naked and afraid. It's not the whole point of this bag. And I can't stress that enough, because there's a lot of people out there that go through and they make those mistakes. These bags are just for the current emergency situation. So, but I think for now, we've gone through and we've touched on a lot of these. I've shown you a lot of things. Hopefully I've given you a lot of ideas and whatnot. We'll go through. Let me know down in the comments if we need to expand on a ton of this or not, if any of this made sense. But I will go through and we'll build a bag together, or I'll take my current bag once I get it fully done, and maybe I'll go through it with you guys and show you what I have, because it's going to be about you. So all of the things that I'm going to show you is about ideas of what might be a good idea for you, not what is a must-have. Okay, there's very few must-haves, and basically your must-haves is medical. But we'll touch on that into a different video. So I hope this made sense. I hope that you guys get what I'm trying to push out here. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one out, and I hope that you guys have a great day, an amazing day, a blessed day. Stay tuned, because there's more information to come. And with that, remain united, because we're all prepping in this together.